Hello and welcome to episode 72 of VocTer Gaming. I am your host, the vocal terrorist Jesse Rain, and we are here with game 2 from MLG between these two players. First up, spawning in the south location, we have our red Terran. He is from the team Startail. He is Bomber! And spawning up in the north, we have our blue Terran, my favourite player. He is MarineKingPrime.WE. So excited. Sorry I didn't get to this yesterday. Obviously I had intended to do it for Wednesday's game. Unfortunately I ended up going to Manchester Tuesday night. A friend of mine is having some problems lately with getting a job and such like. So I was out there with her Tuesday night and all day Wednesday, helping her kind of sort things out and just being good company. Because, for those of you who don't know, I am actually the best friend ever. To illustrate said point, this is what I did all weekend. I keep thinking of it as the weekend because I had a day off, which is so unlike me in the middle of the week. Anyway, this is what I did for the 2 days. As Marine King's barracks goes up. If we pop down to Bomber, we see 0 gas, 0 anything, in fact, at the front of the base right now. So it looks like he's going command center first. Anyway, this is what I did. We went to Pizza Hut to begin with, and to amuse her, I decided I would pretend to be Russian. And this carried on for, in fact, the entire 2 days. So for 2 days, I stopped being the vocal terrorist Jesse Rain, and actually became Sergey, a nice Russian man. I talk to people like this. I gesture with hand. Is good. Yes? No? You like accent? Is nice. I hear with friend Jed. Is very nice. Nice country. So that's what I did for 2 days, and in fact I've done it so much that I keep slipping into it at work when I'm supposed to be being a normal person. So there you go, there you have it. Meanwhile, Bomber is in fact going command center first. That first barracks is up for Marine King. Now if he decides to pressure, he could do some slight damage here, as obviously this barracks is finished first, and it does look like he is going to be sending Marines out. Just sending the one out so far. Obviously right now he does not know that Bomber's here. He doesn't know that Bomber is fast expanding. Meanwhile, Marine King's orbital command finishes, and he is adding 2 more barracks, as of course he is. And in fact, a command center. Marine King, you sneaky boy. I love this from Marine King. Marine King is never ever afraid of doing crazy stuff like just expanding to the gold base. Because why not? He's adding a barracks here now, which is always nice to see. Meanwhile, we have the second barracks about to finish for Startail Bomber. A third barracks now on the way for Marine King. Bunker is going down for Bomber, so that should allow him to survive this little push here from Marine King. He should be perfectly safe. This STB is going to explode very shortly. Does get that far, and unfortunately those Marines were on move command. Oh, Bomber! Oh, so this SCV in fact gets right into the base, sees the 2 barracks here, knows exactly what Bomber is doing, knows that only the 1 gas is taken. Oh, Bomber. Just a slight lapse in control there from Bomber. That does harm him somewhat, because obviously you want to deny scouting to your opponent at all costs. So that is quite upsetting from a Startail perspective. And holy crap, Marine King. What is this? 5 bunkers. 5 barracks. Just using this gold base production to just slam mules down and make Marines with dizzying pace. Gases are now being taken. Hopefully going to get some upgrades going down. Going to get a bit of a tech lab going. He's going to struggle though with this bunker being here. There is only 1 Marine in it right now. The rest are at home watching for any kind of Banshee play or medevac elevatoring, of course, which we saw in the previous game. We saw in game 1, which Marine King did take. And I'm very pleased about that because I do love the young lad. Okay, right now there is a small lull, not much is going on, so I'm going to talk a little bit about scforum.eu. Please check it out if you're in any way interested in the UK scene, or in fact the European scene of Starcraft 2, or even if you're not, just if you love Starcraft, if you just watch this channel, just hop on there, give it a shout. We are running a tournament right now. The opening round, the pool plays, will finish by tomorrow, the end of tomorrow. If people have not played their games or set a date by the end of tomorrow, they will be disqualified from the tournament, and we will move ahead. Then we'll have the best loser pool. Once that is done with, we'll be heading to our round of 20 something. I think it's 24, although I cannot be utterly sure because I've not been paying attention. Of course, that is when the official casters will start casting the replays. What we'll do is, the winners will send us their replays to the SCF Open Gmail account, at which point we will get together, we will fraps, much like I do with this channel, record ourselves, upload, and those will all be uploaded to the SCF Open YouTube account, which I have made, and will be awesome. So anyway, not much is happening, but upgrades galore right now, as we have Stim nearly finished for Bomber right now. We have factories going down with Tech Labs now, and a starport for Bomber. Meanwhile, double upgrades on the way. Infantry weapons and armour level 1 for Marine King. Also, Combat Shield is about to finish, and Stim, I assume he will mass hit until Combat Shield finishes, and then push forward. And in fact, that is exactly what he's doing. He hits exactly as Combat Shield finishes. Now, this has to do damage. If not, he is going to be behind. But he is killing a lot of Marines. That bunker is going down very, very fast. He obviously has more Marines because of that gold-based production. But he does now choose to move back, interestingly enough, rather than push into the base. So it seems like that was a lot more to do with keeping Bomber in his base, rather than an attempt to kill him. Of course, the longer he has this gold base up, the further ahead he will get. He's now only just taking his natural. That will help as well. SCV production will, of course, skyrocket once again. And look at this base. There is so much going down there. 3 more barracks, a factory with reactor and starport now. I imagine those will switch. I imagine we'll see medevacs. Reactor medevacs. Armour level 1 is nearly done now. Infantry weapons level 1 is nearly done, and Stim is nearly halfway done for Marine King. So he will be slightly ahead upgrade wise as well, although not enough for it to really matter at this stage in the game. Meanwhile, it looks like Bomber now wants to move out. Those first 2 medevacs come out, and that is always a good time to push. Meanwhile, he is expanding, taking a 3rd base, but that will not give him the same production as Marine King because Marine King has this gold base. Now using this factory, it looks like just a scout. Perhaps we'll use it to check and find this 3rd base. But once again, Bomber looks like he's about to push. 4 medevacs out now. This is a nice timing. There are, as of yet, no medevacs here to save this army. And in fact, he could lose a lot here. Stim itself is not done. And because Stim is not done, Bomber's Marines with the medevac should slaughter every last one of these. Marine King is now officially in trouble because Bomber will see this gold base. He shuts it down completely. All those Marines go down. And in fact, we'll lose these SCVs and mules as well. Could well lose this command center if he's not careful. Using these SCVs to repair. Will it be enough? Oh! So close, but it does get repaired. More and more going down though for Marine King, and he still doesn't have enough to push out and take this. He needed siege tanks there. Unfortunately, didn't have him. If he's not careful, this in fact will still burn down. That is still a thing that can happen. And now Bomber has the definite lead. Because the problem with this Marine heavy style is, it's only effective in the early to mid game. Once siege tanks are out, with siege tech like they are now, Bomber can take positions and hold them indefinitely. Factory does find this 3rd base, although there is absolutely nothing Marine King can do about it right now, unless he decides to drop. Which it looks like he's not going to do. He's going to try and push out with just the 1 medevac. That would be a mistake. He definitely needs to stay in his ace, especially with this siege tank here now. Using 1 Stim Marine to scout. I like that. Better than wasting a scan. And again now, Bomber pushes in. lines and lines of Marines against one another. Siege tanks sieging up. That's wonderful for Bomber, and it's terrible news for Marine King, as Bomber now pushes up into the base of Marine King, doing once again so much damage. SCV's now being pulled. This is all very tense. Bomber now within siege range, so his Marines can camp here and he can essentially contain Marine King. This factory will do nothing. He'll be able to watch that, but there is zero he can do about it. And in fact now it looks like he might try elevatoring. Yes, these siege tanks, if you know, will now be in range of the barracks and can protect these Marines. I'm afraid to say, but this is the beginning of the end for Marine King. Marine King is going to try to push out the front perhaps and break this, but that will not stop the Marines in its main. There is not a great deal he can do about this right now. As barracks go down, he's going to have less and less production. And now he tries to move in. Will this be enough to break the contain? I don't know. Another siege tank has come. He hesitated for too long on breaking that contain, and I think now it is just slightly too late for Marine King. Bomber now with double the supply, over double in fact. I think this is the end of the game for everyone. Bomber, it looks like, is about to level the series. Marine King has lost so many SCVs and still has yet to break this contain. More and more Marines are dying. The siege tanks will finally go down, but unfortunately for him, Bomber has taken the gold base, and that is going to give him a hell of a lot of production, and he just does not have enough here to move out and do any kind of damage. He still has barracks making units. The reacted starport here doing absolutely nothing, sitting silently. That is always bad when you have something not doing much. And in fact, look, Bomber looks like he's about to drop 2 medevacs into the main. Still has so many more units to push out with now. He'll be able to stop this gold base from setting up very, very easily. Just as he lands, Marine King will either have to lift or in fact push out like this and just try to take it now. If this fails, I think that's going to be the end of the game. Bomber is turning this into a planetary fortress here, as we see. Marine King scans, he knows how much is there, and he is forced to back off yet again. Perhaps attempting to flank around the side. I don't think it'll be enough. More upgrades on the way for Bomber now. And right now the siege tanks of Bomber are just going to have a field day. As suspected, he is going to try and kill this planetary fortress. Unfortunately, it's a planetary fortress, and so he will do a lot of damage with it, and in fact repairs it. Everything is going to die, so Marine King wisely GG's, and we will move on to the final game tomorrow in the last game of the week. So we are currently level 1-1 from MLG. Marine King unfortunately failing this time. Okay, that's everything for today. I'm glad this was much better than Tuesday's game. Not in terms of players, of course, they were fantastic once again, but in terms of my ability to cast without the computer crashing and without Facebook pinging me relentlessly. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your continued support, and I will see you all tomorrow.